right, everybody, open your boxes. You get a helmet. You get a helmet. Everybody gets a helmet.
All right, before we hop in this video, guys, I just want to let you guys know that RustyPot is currently doing a $2,000 giveaway for 20 lucky winners. If you're interested, the link's in the description below. I greatly appreciate it if you check them out. What's up, everybody? iRisk back here with yet another video, and this is a video that you guys have requested like crazy. I don't know why, but apparently the base build that I did not too long ago for my solo series was something that a lot of people were interested in. And so I thought I'd show you guys how to build it. I did a community poll just to check to see if it was something that you guys were actually interested in. And it seemed like it was, you know, as you can see, where I'll point to it right there. Right there. There. That it's actually so hard. Like, you don't think it was widely requested. A lot of people were saying in the comment section, a lot of people were coming to my Twitch, a lot of people were even saying it on my Twitter that they were wondering how to build it. So I thought I'd make a video on it today on how to build this base. But first, let's cure any people who are experiencing OCD with the HP. All right, hopefully that helps. So the thing I do a little bit different about this base is I try to use the environment as a way to get to my top level, which is where the entrance to your base is going to be in this base design. And the way I go about that is by taking the honeycomb and starting there so that I know I'm not getting too close to the environment and preventing myself from building, you know, the build. So like I said, we'll start off by placing the honeycomb. And once that's done, we're going to add a 2x3 the long way from this honeycomb, which will be where pretty much everything is. So as you can see, now we have to make a decision. What side is going to be the bunker portion of the base, and what side is going to be the secure side of the base, aka where we're storing our boxes. So I'm going to choose the left side as the bunker, and the right side is where we're going to store all of our loot. But as many of you guys know, in order to make a bunker, we have to raise some foundations, which will also save on upkeep. As you can see, at some points you may need to compromise in order to fully take advantage of the fact that you have an environment-based lift to get to your door. One of those compromises may be that you can't use as many high foundations as you would have hoped. As you can see, I'm running into that issue here where I can no longer place them, which, yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit more in the upkeep by having to place them like this. But in general, it's worth it because of the fact that we're saving so much upkeep and we're saving so much materials, not having to build a front room just so we can get up to our actual entrance to our base. And as you can see, I could probably place some higher ones up here, but I like to keep these low foundations because in the end, high foundations early on, if they're only stone, means it's only 10 satchels or 4 rockets into your main loot. That's why I recommend as soon as you have extra resources and the base is near completion to honeycomb any high foundations that you may have. Sort of like that. I'm going to build up the base a little bit just so it looks more like towards the finished product. You guys can visualize the actual outcome of the build a little bit better. As you can see, it's basically just a 2x3 with a bunker attached. But it's how we build from here that determines the strength of the base, as well as how strong the traps are when you add the jump puzzle to this base. But first off, I'm going to do the simple honeycombing just so we get it out of the way. So as you can see, the basic honeycomb is done, but you notice there's a little variation in, you know, spotty pattern when it comes to the things that you added over here. And that's completely fine because it's going to strengthen the base overall. I'll show you now why. Because of the fact that these don't align perfectly, which by this time you can cap off and, you know, line them up, means that we can add a really OP feature of floors sticking to regular walls and not just half walls. And the only thing you really need to do it is one half wall. So as you can see, now when we add this roof, not only do we get to keep with the 1.5 high core base design, but after upgrading all these, with that same amount of space, we have another layer that we can add. So now we have 2 layers of sheet metal, and obviously at some point, the bottom one we upgraded to high qual, that's protecting the base, as well as whatever we're gonna add on top, which should add 3 layers of protection from the roof. But now the part that people probably were the most interested in overall, the jump puzzle. Overall, when you see it, it looks really complicated, but all in all, it's actually super simple. All you need is a floor here. And then, of course, the regular bunker-esque things. And then, although it looks a little wonky to start off, by the end, you end up with something like this. You jump up here, and obviously you can use this for storage, or you can seal it off completely if you want. And you just keep on doing the hops until you get to your layer in which all your doors are. And so now we'll fill in the honeycomb, which is also going to be the foundation that your doors and garage doors sit on. And we're going to wrap it all the way over to here so that we can use this natural environment as a way to easily get on top of our base. So as you can see, the general honeycomb was filled out, the doorways were added, and the middle was capped off. Of course, you could add another layer of roofing onto this, and it wouldn't be that bad of an idea, but I highly recommend honeycombing these sections first. But now that we're at this point, let's see how strong this base can possibly be. The basic of this design is that you have to pretty much go through an entire ring of doors before you get to main. I highly recommend upgrading certain pieces to high qual to prevent that from happening, but I don't want to show everybody exactly how to do every single bit of building, you know, that could possibly be done. But as you can tell, a lot of garage doors and a lot of awesome spots for traps. So I'm going to trick out this portion of the base to show you guys what I usually like to do in this, so you guys get a general feel of what your 2x3 will look like. All right, so I went through and I tricked out the 2x3 to what I would want it to be, and I also added some cool things that you could do with this base design. So as you can see, you roll through here, it's just a flurry of garage doors. And, you know, there's obviously some places that should be honeycomb, some places that should be high cold, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I don't want to go through every little building tip there is out there. But as you can see, with the garage doors shut and adding more here and wherever else, and, you know, you can do a lot of things with a lot of small spaces, a lot of nooks and crannies. Just there's a lot of stuff you can do. And a lot of shotgun traps you can place, and a lot of annoying spots, and a lot of drop boxes that you can figure out a spot for. And then here's like just, you know, just mad amount of storage. And then if you want to go even further, you've got a whole nother level. Just slap everything up here, and you can also add, you know, some triangles here for more boxes. And there's a lot of stuff you can do because there's so much open space to work with, and that's why I enjoy this base design. Also, with all the doors added and the base fairly upgraded, I want to show you guys what TC upkeep was like. So currently it's 6,730 stone, 5,207 metal frags, and 157 wood. If you were to make it so you used only like 100 high qual worth of upkeep, you could make it so this base has quite a bit of time on it. And that's another really strong point of the base is that because we're using so many triangles, and there is a point at which we're using a lot of free space, aka the jump puzzle, that doesn't have any doors and doesn't have any extra walls that are unnecessary, it means that in the end, this base is decent upkeep. By the way, this is recorded afterwards, and I realized, wait, I didn't really tell him, like, you know, the whole, like, one of the most important things. And also, I'm sorry that these don't, I know I was too late. Love you guys, peace.